Welcome to Colonel Basketball Weekly, featuring the head coaches of Nicholls State University basketball, J.P. Piper and DoBee Plaisance. Colonel Basketball Weekly is presented by State Farm. Contact your local State Farm agent today and get to a better state. Colonel Basketball Weekly is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. Rouse's, either you're local or you're not. Good afternoon and welcome to Colonel Basketball Weekly. I'm your host, Mike Wagenheim. The Nicholls men's basketball team started this past week just 2 games out of 4th place in the Southland Conference standings. With only 4 games remaining in the regular season, the hunt for the 4th and final first-round bye in the league tournament was on. Joining that hunt were the Sam Houston State Bearcats, who stood in 5th place, a game ahead of the Colonels. Earlier this year, Nicholls rallied from a 15-point second-half deficit to defeat Sam Houston in overtime in a thriller in Thibodaux. Last Thursday, Nicholls had to travel to Huntsville and finish the job. They had to sweep the Cats. Everything falling early for Nicholls. They hit 6 of their first 7 shots. How about Amin Torres, the 35-footer, with the shot clock expiring? Fred Hunter, the leading scorer in the Southland, muscles it up to stretch the lead to 5 at the 14:23 mark. Nicholls builds the advantage to 9 as Jeremy Smith hits Dantrell Thomas in stride, but that would be the last field goal for the Colonels for over 13 minutes, and they trailed by 3 at the half. Second half, Dantrell goes off. He was hitting just 13% from outside the arc this year. That night, 3 for 4. Nicholls down 1 with 17 minutes to go. 16 minutes and 8 lead changes later, the Cats' James Thomas with a big inside bucket. Nicholls down by 2. Final minute, DT again. Bonus ball. The Colonels up 1 with 42 seconds to play. Thomas scored 22, 15 alone in the second half. Still a 1-point game, 3 seconds left. Thomas at the line hits both free throws. DT goes 5 of 5 from the stripe, scored the final 7 points for the Red and Gray. One final chance here for Sam Houston. They put the ball in the hands of Paul Baxter, and his shot way off the mark. Nicholls wins 56-53. The Colonels shot 60% from the field in the second half. Fred Hunter with a tough night shooting, but he registered 10 points and a career-high 14 rebounds, his 8th double-double of the season. The win moved the Colonels into 5th place, a game behind Southeastern Louisiana, who lost at Texas A&M Corpus Christi that same night. Now, the Lions would then fall to Sam Houston on Saturday. That put the Colonels in position to move into a 4th-place tie. They would need to win at Texas A&M Corpus Christi on Saturday. And while the Islanders are ineligible for the postseason, it seems like they were hitting their stride at just the wrong time for the Colonels. The American Bank Center, Will Nelson, the Islanders' leading scorer and rebounder this year, with the fadeaway. Corpus up 11-6. Fred Hunter and Jamarcus Horace work the give and go here. Nicholls takes a 2-point lead with 5 minutes left in the half. They were up by 2 at the break. Early second half, Shane Rillier with the putback. Nicholls up 6, their biggest lead. But Corpus hit 6 threes in the second half after an 0 of 6 mark in the first. Brandon Pye with a bonus ball. They're up big with 10 to play. The Colonels, though, go on a 16-2 run. Dantrell Thomas with the finish after the Torres steal. Nicholls up 5 at the 6-minute mark. But Corpus comes back to tie it, and then Jonathan Jordan with a monster shot to put the Islanders up with 1:17 to go. Jordan hit a couple of late free throws. The Colonels throw up a few desperation shots at the end. Nicholls stunned by Corpus Christi 68-64. Fred Hunter with a 25-point, 9-rebound, 3-steal performance. Dantrell scored a dozen. Lyndon Smith Hyde off the pine with 10 points and 3 steals. But the Colonels played much of that game without their point guard, Shane Rillier, who re-aggravated an ankle injury during the contest. They were also without team captain Jeremy Smith, who sat with a concussion. Will Nelson finished with 23 points and 12 boards for Corpus. Jonathan Jordan scored 16 and recorded 9 assists. With that loss, the Colonels dropped to 8-19 overall, 7-9 in the Southland, and the road to that first-round bye becomes exponentially harder. Nicholls will have to win both of their games this week and hope for Southeastern to lose both of theirs. Nicholls hosts Lamar tonight at McNeese State on Saturday. Southeastern gets the Cowboys tonight and the Cardinals on Saturday. Colonels head coach J.P. Piper reflects here on what could have been and what could still be.
It's an interesting week. I was really pleased with what we did. Obviously, Thursday night at Sam Houston, guys played well. Really looked like a team that could make some noise in Katy, Texas. We did not follow that up with a great effort on Saturday at Corpus Christi. Really, in my mind, let one get away. Put ourselves in position to win the game and just didn't get over the hump. Battled through some injuries. Shane didn't get to finish the game for us with a bad ankle. Jeremy had a concussion. So we were short-handed and came up a little bit short, but it would have been nice to get that one. It would put us in great position to maybe have a first-round bye in the tournament. All is not lost. We still can possibly achieve that, but we need to win these next two at home against Lamar and McNeese.
Shane came up limping in that Corpus Christi game, and even though he hasn't put up huge offensive numbers, it was really a display after he left of how much he's valued in controlling the pace and the tempo of the game.
Yeah, his decision-making and his defense means so much to us, and I told the staff at halftime, I knew he was a little hobbled. I said, if he doesn't finish this game for us, that may be a bad sign for us, and unfortunately that proved to be true. And look, the guys that competed in his place I thought did a heck of a job, but there's something that he has from having been on the floor for so long with me. He understands what I want at critical times in the game, and he's able to get those things done for us. And it's hard to quantify what he means to us, but you kind of see at the end of that game, not having him on the floor, we were a little bit lost, and a couple of bad decisions end up getting you a tough loss on the road. So hopefully he will be back full strength as we wind the season down this week and then head to Katy, Texas next week.
We won't have a chance to talk next week because we'll be in Katy, but before we head there, Fred Hunter, the case has to be made for him to be a very viable candidate for Player of the Year, and he's just coming off two near double-doubles this week. There may be no better player in this league.
Oh, I'm obviously biased, but I think he's the best player in the league. He's leading the conference in scoring. He flirts with a double-double every night. He is getting double and triple teamed, and he's still finding a way to get 20, 25 points a game. He only had 10 against Sam Houston, but he struggled from the line. If he makes free throws, he has a 20-point performance there. So as things wear down late in the season, he's just been unbelievable. And he played 39 minutes on Saturday after coming off a tough game on Thursday. So not enough superlatives for Fred in my mind. I'm glad he's on our team, and hopefully he'll give people fits in Katy, Texas.
Lamar and McNeese got him starting here tonight against the Cardinals, Saturday versus the Cowboys. These are two teams you've already beaten here on the road. What's it going to take this week to get the sweep?
Well, I think we've got to throw all that out of the window, and we've got to play 40 minutes of good basketball. We've got to defend, rebound, and find ways to put the ball in the hole. I don't expect any one of these games to be easy. There's so much parity in our league. Anybody can beat anybody. And I know Lamar would love to finish their season on a high note and pick us off, and the same for McNeese. So one at a time, but we've got to show up ready to play, and we can't take these opponents lightly, especially since we've already beaten them. I think we really need to be on edge, and hopefully our guys will be.
All right, we'll talk to you on the radio after tonight's game. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks, Mike.
Head coach of the Colonels, J.P. Piper, taking on Lamar tonight, and McNeese here at Stouffer Gym on Saturday. We'll be back with much more coming up on Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by State Farm Insurance, in just a moment.
Does State Farm let me bundle auto, home, and life to save money?
Sure. We practically invented bundling. And it all stays with State Farm.
So my policies don't go to some bundling center that ships them off to some bundle factory? I'm dealing with you and not some bungling, bustling bundle builders.
Who have you been working with?
Stay with the company you trust.
Bundle and save with your local State Farm agent.
At Rouse's, we love football. We love the players, we love the fans, and you know we love the food. So whether it's high school, college, or pros, if there's a game, we're tailgating. You can tackle your tailgate too with one stop by Rouse's. Get Rouse's ready to grill meat, chicken, and pork, or pick up Rouse's ready to serve tailgate specials. Everything is made fresh for the game, and you know it's all good. So get the home field advantage every time you shop. Shop local. Shop Rouse's. Now that's tailgating.
Destination Katy. The Southland Conference 50th anniversary celebration comes to the Merrill Center for men's and women's basketball tournament action, March 13th through the 16th. Watch as the Southland's top teams battle for a berth to the big dance. Huge plays, clutch performances, amazing shots. It's called Merrill Madness for a reason. Tickets are on sale now. Call 972-422-9500 or visit Ticketmaster.com to reserve your seats.
Back here with you on Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by State Farm Insurance. Folks, regardless of how things play out this week for the Colonels on the men's side, they're assured of another trip to the league tournament in Katy, Texas. Pamela Johnson tells us that the fans and followers of the Southland Conference have grown quite accustomed to seeing the red and gray come March.
The Nicholls State University men's basketball program was in deep trouble when head coach J.P. Piper took over in 2004. With just 2 Southland Conference wins in the prior 2 seasons and an academic scandal which forced the departure of the previous coach, the university turned to Piper to bring stability back to the program. He's done just that, and the Colonels are enjoying one of their longest periods of consistency, qualifying for the Southland Conference tournament for a school record 5th consecutive year. Maintaining the type of long-term competitiveness the Colonels have achieved isn't easy in the Southland Conference, where last year's tournament champion Lamar failed to qualify for the postseason this time around. Piper has built his program to sustain through even the toughest of seasons.
It's been a long, hard journey. First got here, we were on a lot of nights an embarrassing team to watch. We didn't compete. We didn't win very many games. We were usually blown out. We had some good kids, but we didn't have enough good kids, and we needed to kind of change the way we approach things. We did that slowly and gradually. The aim was to be consistently good, occasionally great. I think we've been consistently good. Now it's time to be occasionally great, but that's a good sign. That's a sign that our program is healthy and competitive.
A lot of minor things have changed, but you know, the overall, the big picture hasn't changed pretty much, because we all still want everybody. You know, ultimate goal is to win a conference championship. The main thing that's probably changed the most is making the team more flexible, more stronger, more focused on their core strength, things that's basketball oriented, and we're becoming like more of a family, a unit. I just think it's the coaching staff and the older guys, you know, that's been around the program that makes us, you know, so consistent.
Coach changed. He's been working with the offense. The beginning of the season, we had an offense, a certain offense. As the season progressed, he noticed our weaknesses and our strengths, so he changed the offense around. Now we're flowing. He knows where our strongest points are, so we're getting better on offense. We're learning how to gel together, learn each other's tendencies and weaknesses. So in practice, if we learn how to play with each other more and more in the game, it just flows right into it like normal. Off the court, you know, we're always together. So, you know, it's like we're a band of brothers.
There are numerous reasons behind the importance of the new record for the program. It's not only for the team, but for the Nicholls community as well.
You know, I think the administration realizes that we've been a consistent product. The community supports us. I think the community appreciates that we've been a consistent product.
I think it's important to the team because we all want to win. You know, we have 2 seniors, Fred and Lyndon. I think we owe it to them because they've been here all 4 years. They play hard. We owe it to them to help get them there and get them a ring.
I think, you know, this is a good thing for the school, and I think, you know, just keeping the students on edge and, you know, letting them know that, you know, there are good things that's happening around the campus.
As the season comes to an end, the Colonels will aim to remain on top of their game following the loss of Fred Hunter and 2 other seniors. If the club continues to hold up to their current standards and beyond, things will continue to look bright for the future of the program.
I think the program is healthy. I think when we first got here, it wasn't. It was, you know, to use a medical analogy, it was diseased. We had to get that disease out and get it healthy, and we've done that. Looking forward, we have to continue to recruit quality young men that will represent our university well. And in that process, we tell them that we expect them to represent their families, themselves, and the university with class and dignity at all times. And if they do that, we're going to be all right. And we just have to make sure we pick the right ones. And I think our staff does a good job of identifying talent that can be successful here, do the things we ask them to do, and be happy in Thibodeaux.
As displayed last year by Lamar's improbable run to the Southland Championship, once a team arrives at the league tournament, anything could happen. You've got to get there first, though, and the Colonels have done just that for 5 years running. Nicholls have found the formula for prolonged competitiveness, and it should serve them well for the next 5 years and beyond. For Colonel Basketball Weekly, I'm Pamela Johnson.
Thank you very much, Pam. Well, the Nicholls women's basketball team started their week with a rough loss at first place Sam Houston State on Thursday night, falling behind by 18 in the first half. They never came closer than 8 the rest of the way and lost 74-60 as junior Jasmine Scott came up with a rebound shy of a double-double for the second straight game. That setback moved the Colonels to 5th place with 3 games to go. And on Saturday, they'd have to play Texas A&M Corpus Christi, where Nicholls hadn't won in any of their previous 3 tries, though the Colonels did record 21 steals in a 70-53 victory over the Islanders in Thibodaux earlier this year. To the American Bank Center, early going, KK Babin drills a 3, Nicholls with 10 bonus balls on the night. Jessica Jammer, the leading scorer for Corpus, answers with one of her own. Nicholls up 1 then and up 1 at the break. Afterward, Jenny Nash puts him up 5 with 15 minutes to go. But Corpus comes back. This Brandy Huff jumper puts them on top with 11 minutes left. Then Imani Dunn with his steal. Jammer finishes with a tip in. The Islanders with their biggest lead, 5 points at the 8-minute mark. Nicholls, though, goes on a 9-2 run. Alicia Allen saving the day. The Colonels back in front, 46-44. With 4 minutes left, Corpus reclaims a lead on the Taryn Gregory 3. We're square again at the 2:30 mark when Allen drops in another tray, 54-51 Nicholls. And then Alicia seals the deal. Nicholls scores the final 9 points. The Colonels are a 60-51 winner. Allen with 17 points, 9 boards, and 2 blocks. Babin scored 19 to go with 5 helpers and 4 assists. Huff led Corpus with 12 points and 7 rebounds. So now, with 2 games to go in the regular season, Nicholls is 17-10 overall, 9-7 in the Southland, a game behind 4th place McNeese and 2 back of 3rd place Lamar. And guess who's coming to play at Stouffer Gym this week? Lamar tonight and McNeese on Saturday. Nicholls needs to finish in the top 4 to get a first-round bye, and head coach DoBee Plaisance knows it's all in the Colonels' hands.
We're in a great position to control our own destiny, playing Lamar and McNeese, the 2 teams that need to take some losses in order for us to jump into 3rd place. Just getting a bye at the conference tournament would be a great accomplishment for this program. And what better way to control our own destiny by A, getting the W's that we need and ensuring that the teams that we need to get the losses, get them.
These last 3 games, even though you came out with a win on Saturday, you've shot under 40%. Do you worry at all that maybe you're running out of gas down the home stretch here?
Not necessarily running out of gas. We've been all week talking to the players about the attention to details. I think we are being distracted in some ways, and the focus to the details are sort of just not there. Maybe distraction is not a good word. Maybe a little too comfortable, which I don't even think comfortable's it, just because this team does have a sense of urgency. But the mistakes on offense, the turnovers and everything like that can be cleaned up easily with just focus, pay attention to details. And, again, we can't give up points off turnovers tonight. Lamar's a great transition team, and they're coming in here knowing that it's going to be a tough game tonight. And I hope we wind up with the extra 2 points.
That was an outstanding battle in Beaumont a couple weeks ago. The Colonels losing a heartbreaker at the buzzer. Easily can turn that thing around. And then McNeese comes in here Saturday, a quality Cowgirl team that you picked apart in Lake Charles. So these are 2 very winnable games for you.
Absolutely. And Larry Tidwell, he is going to come in. He's one of my favorite coaches in the league, and he is going to come in here ready to beat my butt here. But in terms of the focus, the players at the end of the day, the focus all week has been big-time players are going to make big-time plays, and X's and O's are relative. You know, obviously we need to put them in the right positions, but at the end of the day, it's the teams that's going to get those hustle points, not going to give up the jump points, not going to give up points off turnovers, and to me, that is going to dictate our destiny in Katy.
You talk about big players taking over down the stretch, and what we've seen game after game from Alicia Allen, the way she's been able to take command down the stretch of your wins, it's been extraordinarily impressive.
Absolutely, and Alicia Allen had hit 4 threes, I believe, all year, and then she hit 3 threes in the last 5 minutes of the Corpus game. The play was by design to get Alicia Allen a touch. I can tell you right now, she did not have the green light to shoot those threes, but oh well, big-time players make big-time plays.
This is really the most fun part of the year right here, and your players have to be feeling it right now.
Yes, they are. They really are. Great kids, especially with KK, Leanne, and Alicia. They have paid the price. I mean, I want them to reach their goals, the reasons why they pick Nicholls, and the reason why Nicholls is such a special place. And for those three, our three captains, really, and then for Alicia to go out, this is her big senior week. This is her swan song, if you will, for the regular season. And there's a lot of emotion there. You know, as a team, we're trying to back all three of them and just ensure that we get the right outcome and a deserving outcome, because we have battled, literally and figuratively.
You mentioned Leanne McCarthy has missed the last couple of games with an injury. Any word on when she might be back here?
It's going to be a game-time decision.
Okay. Look forward to it. Can't wait till tonight. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you.
The head coach of the Colonels, DoBee Plaisance, her team takes on the Lady Cardinals tonight at 5:30 here in Thibodaux, and then we'll host McNeese on Senior Day coming up on Saturday at 2 o'clock. We'll be right back with more of Colonel Basketball Weekly presented by State Farm Insurance right after these words.
Does State Farm let me bundle auto, home, and life to save money?
Sure. We practically invented bundling, and it all stays with State Farm.
So my policies don't go to some bundling center that ships them off to some bundle factory? I'm dealing with you and not some bungling, bustling bundle builders.
Who have you been working with?
Stay with the company you trust.
Bundle and save with your local State Farm agent.
At Rouse's, we love football. We love the players, we love the fans, and you know we love the food. So whether it's high school, college, or pros, if there's a game, we're tailgating. You can tackle your tailgate too with one stop by Rouse's. Get Rouse's ready to grill meat, chicken, and pork, or pick up Rouse's ready to serve tailgate specials. Everything is made fresh for the game, and you know it's all good. So get the home field advantage every time you shop. Shop local. Shop Rouse's. Now that's tailgating. Back here with you on Colonel Basketball Weekly, presented by State Farm Insurance. While the Colonel Hoopsters gear up for the postseason, several Nicholls teams are getting into midseason form. Ashley Dufrene has our weekly roundup.
The Nicholls women's tennis team has been scorching the competition, while the men's club looked to keep pace. Meanwhile, the Colonel baseball squad spent the past week taking on some top-notch in-state rivals. The Colonel men's tennis team pushed through an up-and-down week as the club split its 4 matches, downing Alcorn State 6-1 at home last Tuesday before falling on Thursday and Friday at UAB and Troy, respectively, by scores 4-0 and 6-1. Nicholls closed out with a 4-0 victory over Alabama State on Sunday. They now stand at 7-6 on the year and will travel with the women's team to face South Alabama today. Speaking of the women, they're on a roll. Winners of 9 of their last 10 matches, Nicholls defeated Alcorn State 6-1 at home last Tuesday before sweeping Jackson State on the road 7-0 last Wednesday. They completed the week with a 5-2 decision over Southern Miss in Thibodaux on Sunday, improving the squad's mark to 9-3.
It was a tough weekend. It was a brutal weekend for the guys, especially in terms of the long drive and then having to play in some pretty cold weather. I mean, we're not used to too much of that down here. But they played hard. They competed hard.
Well, we fought well. We always compete. We always compete every week. But we do need to come together as a team. We do need to support each other as a team. And that reflected more so in the Troy match, where we struggled a lot. They were a solid team and they were ready for us. They really were ready for us.
We've still got a couple more conference matches to go before the tournament. We have a good chance of making the tournament and possibly doing well there as well. But it's not going to happen unless the guys stop thinking about what's good for me or them rather than what's good for the team. Yeah, on that note, the ladies has just been phenomenal. I mean, they know what's expected from them. They know what's expected from each other, and they refuse to accept anything but a win.
The Colonel baseball team started off the week with a thriller against Tulane. In the 6-5 victory last Tuesday at Didier Field, The Greenway's Andrew Garner delivered a 3-run homer in the 6th that gave them the lead, but the Colonels responded with a pair of runs in the 8th to seal the deal. The following night, Nicholls lost a competitive contest at Louisiana Lafayette. The game was tied at 1 before the Cajuns scored 4 runs in the 8th to claim the 5-1 win.
Two-lane game, very nice atmosphere, a well-pitched game by Zach Thiak. Our guys played extremely hard. We didn't play our best game, but we played well enough to win the game, and I feel like we ran the bases really well. We did some really good things.
I just felt like put ourselves in a good situation towards the end of the game, even though we gave up that home run, that 3-run home run. It pretty much went ahead. We never lost focus.
And against UL, I felt like we let that one go. I felt like we had opportunities to take advantage of runners in scoring position, and we didn't get it done.
After splitting a pair of games in Baton Rouge against Brown on Saturday and Sunday, Nicholls would end the in-state rival competition against 4th-ranked LSU on Sunday afternoon. The game was scoreless until the 6th when the Tigers scored 2 runs. The Colonels fell 2-0, but look forward to meeting LSU again this coming Wednesday in a game they believe they will win.
Very highly intense game against LSU. Pitch here or there, a well-played ball in the outfield a couple of times got a couple of runs from us and may have prevented us from winning that game. I feel like that was a difference in the game. Some really good pitches by our guys, or our guy, Taylor Bird, who threw a fantastic game, bled in there just over our infielders, and some balls that we squared up went right to some guys, or a very good athlete in center field, took them away from us. So there's not a whole lot of difference between us and the top 5 team in the country, and we certainly are not scared of them, and we're really looking forward to playing them again because we feel like we have just as good or better athletes, and we're definitely ready for that next challenge.
For Colonel Basketball Weekly, I'm Ashley Dufrene.
Thank you very much, Ashley. Time to announce our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week, sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. Rouse's Supermarkets are local, with their roots established in Thibodaux in 1923. Trust Rouse's for great food and great values. Louisiana's best can be found at your local Rouse's or at rouses.com. This week, it's Natalia Cardiff from women's tennis. The senior Brazilian won all 3 of her matches at #2 singles and did it in straight sets. She also teamed with Emma Petrie and Catherine Gauthier to drop just 3 games in 3 doubles matches. Folks, want to remind you again, the Nicholls men's and women's basketball teams in action tonight, taking on Lamar. Big game for both squads. The women's game's at 5:30. The men's contest is at 7:30. And then on Saturday, Senior Day. Final games of the regular season. McNeese coming to town. Saturday, 2 o'clock for the women, 4 p.m. for the men's games. You can reserve your tickets by calling 985-448-4790 or log on to our website at GoColonels.com. That's going to do it for our program. We'll talk to you again coming up after the Southland Tournament. Today's show has been presented by State Farm. Contact your local State Farm agent today and get to a better state. This show has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. Rouse's, either you're local or you're not. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.